hate puppies. It's a good podcast.
I feel threatened.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Inside the Pallet House. All of us virtually joining through a Zoom meeting, which has become the norm for me these days. It's getting a little weird, gotta be honest. I hope everybody out there is staying safe and doing as well as they can through this whole thing. How are you guys doing tonight?
Hanging in there, man.
Fabulous.
That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. Did I see, Ely, did you get a hot tub this weekend? Is that what's up?
I did get a hot tub. I'm cursed with the whole, if there's a deal on something, I'm wired to where I have to jump on it, even if I haven't thought about it at all. I don't need it, and I haven't thought about it. So I had a buddy that sent out a text to 5 or 6 of us. It was like, got a 10-year-old hot tub. If you can move it, you can have it. I was like, I'll take it. Don't even care what it is. I'll take it.
You didn't ask for any pictures. You didn't anything. You just showed up.
No. None of that nonsense. So
a 10-year-old hot tub is trash, right?
No, they're money.
They're money.
Yeah.
Well, at least you're the first one to screw in it, right?
Right. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Did you get it placed where you wanted to? You should have seen this guy that
did
really
I get
had.
it placed where I wanted to? That's the funniest part of all this. So I get it moved here, and as we're moving it, I'm realizing that like half of the bottom is rotted out. Like the wood is rotted from sitting on the deck. So I'm like, oh. So as it sits right now, Stu, you're going to be getting a call in the next couple of days to help me lift it because it's upside down as I'm ripping the bottom of it apart to replace the pieces of wood.
Oh, man.
So no, it's not where I want it at all.
Oh,
But the price was right. We still think it was a good deal.
Yeah. Price was right. Yeah, because I had to hire a guy to move it because it was on maybe like a 8-foot deck and their stairs couldn't get it around. I actually used to move them and install them for a living. So I kind of had, if it was a decent situation, I probably could have gotten it done. But because of where it was existing, like the guy had to disassemble the deck. I just had to call a guy that does it every day. And, Stu came over and helped. And I know you guys were going to come over and help if you were in town or if you could. So I appreciate that. But we ended up knocking it out, and it was way easier than we thought. So.
I thought it was going to be a nightmare, honestly. And I was like, so Stu came by my house like a little bit before, and I was out working on the car. And Stu was like, well, I'm going to run up to Sheetz, take a dump, and get a 6-pack. And I was like, respect. So he runs up and gets a 6-pack. And I was waiting for him still at the house. I was like, all right, well, when Stu gets here, I'll go ahead and we'll head over together. And I called him like 30 minutes later. I was like, dude, what happened in there? And he's like, oh, we're here. And then I heard you say, yeah, we're basically done. I did not expect that. I thought that was going to be like a long-term project.
Tell me, Stu fucked something up?
Yeah, exactly. Well, you did mess up because our buddy Ryan, the homeowner, was giving out 4-packs of IPAs for people that helped.
So yeah, how upset were you? You got a rotted hot tub and 4 IPAs.
Yeah.
A bunch of stuff I didn't need. Thank you, sir.
That's like the worst Sunday ever.
Nah, the hot tubs didn't actually, aside from, it's just some, 2x3s, and it's in really good shape aside from that. So
mechanically, it's hanging in there.
All right, so it will work. You just have to fix
for sure. I just got to fix the wood that sits on the ground. You had like a bunch of tall trees shading it, so it didn't just deteriorated. So it's pretty common with the tub that old.
Wow.
How old were you when you were doing the tub stuff?
Maybe like 19, 20, something like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that adds up because that's when a body can move hot tubs, and that can be considered an actual job.
Oh, dude, I used to do hot tubs and pool tables. So pool table slate. I used to hump pool table slate,
dude,
and deliver hot tubs. It was like the number one back destroying job on the planet.
And this was before you went in the Marines?
This was no. So this would have been after while I was in the Marine Corps Reserves.
Well, that checks out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly right. What can you do? I can do any kind of physical labor for hours on end. I'm perfect for this.
And if you've ever moved pool table slate, it is the worst. And imagine like a truck showing up of it with a shipment of like 100 pieces, and you got to move all 100 of them around the damn warehouse. It's the worst shit ever.
From one side to the other and then back.
Yeah. I mean, you literally have like an assembly. Like one guy lifts it off the pallet. The other guy hands it, shuffles it to the other guy. The other guy slides it in place. It sucks, dude. You get some strong ass gorilla mitts though from working there.
Yeah,
I can imagine.
I had the privilege of moving a handful of pool tables, but never like where that was the whole day, moving pool tables and hot tubs. I was a mover when I was in college for a summer, and that was the worst job ever. I ended up having to quit that job one day, though, because I fell asleep behind the wheel going to work. I was so fucking tired. I blew through an intersection in Northern Virginia. I woke up to horns and tires screeching and looked, and the cars were coming at me, but they never hit me. And I was like, I don't know that I'm cut out for this. I think I'm more of a desk jockey than the guy who moves shit.
I had one of those moments where when I was in the Navy, when you're at the tunnel, the Hampton Bay Bridge Tunnel, or not the Norfolk Tunnel, the Hampton Roads Tunnel. Yeah, all three of them. The Hampton Roads Tunnel. Anyways, the one that backs up all the time when you're coming from Norfolk.
Hampton Roads Bridge.
Which one is it again, Stu?
It's the Hampton Roads Tunnel. That's what it is. Anyways.
I wish everyone could see Troy's face right now. He looks like he just stepped on a nail.
Yeah.
Oh, I just gotten off shift. The traffic is like bonkers. It's like an hour to get through the tunnel. And I fell asleep. And next thing I know, there's a police officer at my window knocking on the door of my truck. And it's like, hey, and I woke up and I'm in uniform. He looks at me. He's like, go. And I look up and there's nobody in front of me all the way to the tunnel. 64 is just empty. And I was like, I don't know how long. I mean, probably maybe 20 minutes.
Dude, that's hilarious.
And now we know why the tunnel traffic sucks. Navy dudes falling asleep at the wheel.
Yeah.
Oh, that kid.
Been up all night giving handies to other Navy dudes.
Extracting semen.
Yeah.
There's an original one.
Oh, my God.
Oh, man. That was I think that's the only time I fell asleep in the park.
I rented a house with some buddies back. I was in my early 20s. We were in our early 20s. We were living out in the near West End, kind of like near the Willow Lawn area. And it was a nice house that had a hot tub. And we were like, oh, this thing's going to be awesome. It was a piece of crap. Didn't work. Motor was blown. All it did was collect water and mosquitoes. And we finally talked to the owner. He was like, I don't want it. We ended up like bashing it with baseball bats to get the wood off of it, and then taking a sawzall and cutting it into pieces just to get rid of it. Because that's about the worth of a hot tub that doesn't work.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, Ely's got one.
I do.
Yours works though, right?
Oh, yeah, it definitely does. I have a knack for finding myself new projects that I don't need.
Yeah.
I always
More
bitch about
projects
all the
that
things I
you'll
got to
never
do
finish.
around here, and then I'm like, you know what will help me do things around here? More things to do around here. Yeah.
Dude, I tell you what though, man, everybody's house is going to fucking look immaculate at the time when this is all over, because that's all everybody's ever doing. Because I went to the dump and I took some stuff from my house.
The fact that you waited in that line is crazy.
It was backed up. I mean, for everybody that would know where the Chesterfield dump is, it was backed up to Genito Road, which is about a half mile. And it took me 55 minutes. And I was at the dump I waited, and it took me 3 minutes to dump the trailer.
Chesterfield dump is the worst dump. Like the hours, they're open like every other day except for the next week where they're open the other days. And then they charge you an absorbent amount for a county taxpayer. Like where I grew up, you lived in the county. Guess what? You got to use the dump for free. Guess when? Every day. So this is like a ridiculous racket that Chesterfield is running. I don't know how it works. But
yeah, they're closed Wednesday and Thursday, and I think it's like $8 to come in.
So
they have like two. They have a north dump and a south dump, and they're mirror images. Like if one's been the other's
big
closed,
piles of trash.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, the other one's open. The other one's open when the one is closed. So
And they charge like, even if you drop like leaves off, bags of leaves, it's still like $7 to drop your bags of leaves off. And you have to take them out of the bags.
yeah,
Like, thanks, I guess.
Have you ever gone to the like the TV graveyard they have there? It's
Oh
like,
yeah.
if
Yeah.
you have to
Yeah.
recycle a TV, you go around and it's TVs that 15 years ago you would have stabbed a motherfucker for. Like they're like amazing TVs 15 years ago, like DLPs and like all these crazy things. You will see plasmas out there because they've just gotten old, but you're like, some of these TVs work. And Sony Trinitrons back when they were the big CRT tubes, and like you just look at them and like, man, it's like a Crutchfield catalog from '95.
Well, the crazy thing is the Chesterfield dump that's on the north side over off Warborough where we used to play softball. That's actually, that dump is filled up and covered over, and it's just a transfer station now. But you go over to where you would park for Southside Speedway, and it's just burning off the gas as that whole thing is releasing from the whole dump. It's right there. Like, oh, this is safe.
I was in Walmart a few weeks ago and took a picture of a flat screen. It wasn't a nice one, but it was like a 32-inch flat screen for like 200 and just over 200, 188 bucks or 200 bucks or something. I took a picture and sent it to my buddy because like 15 years ago, I bought a used 32-inch from him. Thought I'd bought a freaking, movie theater. And it was like I paid $250 at the time for this used 32-inch tube TV because that's
you stole
what
it.
it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Well, Brendan might remember this. Brendan and myself and another buddy, we all were.
I don't like where this is going already.
We all happened to, Tiger King. No, we all
we were
happened to be
wearing
in-
pink shirts.
We all were in Best Buy at the exact same
nailed
time.
it.
Had this ceremony.
But we were all. How long ago was this? That's probably 14 years ago. We were all in Best Buy at the exact same time, and we all walked out of there with the exact same television for $1,800. And it was
The
that.
exact same pink
It's a
shirts.
I remember that.
It's a 50-inch DLP. I still have that thing in my garage.
I've got it in my attic, and it still works. It just changed out 2 bulbs.
I've changed a bulb in that myself because I refuse to throw out a $1,500 50-inch TV because that was the baddest TV. I was like, bro, the blacks are so black. You can't beat that. DLP's the future. I put it right
That's
there
racist.
above my mini disc player. It was perfect. I was
Yeah, if you
living the
spend
dream.
$1,700 on a TV now, you're getting something top of the food chain.
You're getting
I
two
think
TVs.
I got a 70-inch TV. It's awesome, and it was like $1,800 to $2,000,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a 70-inch television.
and it looks small up on my mantle.
I know my 60. I had a couple 70s that blew out because they were Vizios. I went back down to a 60, and I'm like, ugh. But it was like under $1,000 for the 60.
Yeah.
Have you
It's
noticed that
crazy.
the Vizios, when they get to the 70-inch range, they
Yep.
don't last. It's like they all
Yep.
fall apart, but you can get the 60, 65, they're perfectly fine. But once you get to 70, I don't know anyone who's had a 70-inch Vizio that's lasted
I had a
a
50
year.
and a 55 for years, and then I upgraded 70, went bad, upgraded another 70, went bad, and I said, F it, I'm going back to 60.
And it works
Had
fine.
it for 5 or 6 years. Yeah, it's been great.
I don't know what it is, but something about the
Well,
way
I
they
feel like
make
y'all are
them.
cursing me because I got a 70-inch Vizio, and it's solid.
When you
Go,
get it,
go
look,
check it. Go check it. It's
Yeah.
on fire. We'll wait. Your whole house is burning.
Right.
get in the hot tub.
Yeah, everybody in the hot tub. It's upside down. It'll protect us.
But it might be a
Splash
Sony.
water
It might
on
be
it.
a Sony though, because for a while there they were actually like a separate brand.
It's probably a Sony.
If it works, it's a Sony.
Yeah, if it still works.
I remember my Samsung when one of the panels went out on the LCD, and I went to go get it repaired. And the guy was like, "It's going to cost you $800 to repair this one panel," and I'd spent like maybe $1,800 on the TV itself, and I'd had it for maybe 3 or 4 years. And the guy was like, "Yeah, it's going to cost you this to repair it." He said, "You're just better off go buy it because now the new TVs are so cheap because they're just planned obsolescence for the things to be, $300 for a TV, and then it lasts you 4 years, if that. Go get another one." But
Another one.
yeah, but I haven't had any problems with I got a Hitachi I got a Hitachi Roku TV I've had for 2
Ely,
years.
Ely has a hibachi as well,
I do.
Hibachi.
but he's not allowed to go near it.
Oh God.
Sorry. It's down at the closed
Do
river.
we have
house.
to get on this subject?
We don't
today?
have to. We can move on.
I mean, do we want to?
I mean,
I don't know that our
I've been at my
listeners
lake
want us
house the
to.
past 2 weekends in a row, so I've been enjoying the hell out of it.
Yeah, no one likes you.
Yeah.
You're not the
Sending-
first one to say that.
I'm
sending
sure.
sending us all those good pictures.
Well, I can talk about something else, Ely. I got something that I know has been pissing Troy off, which is
What?
the Corona haircuts. Because
Dude, don't.
I have
I didn't know that this was a thing. I think I'm unaware of this.
Oh, it's a thing. So there, a lot
It's
of
a
guys,
stupid thing.
a lot of guys out there right now are just saying, "Look, fuck it. I'm in the house for the next 6 weeks. I'm just going to shave my head," which is actually pretty smart. We've talked about
Yeah.
this in the past. In fact, we touched on it last week, and young Jimmy sent me a nice Flowbee ad. Was like, "You need to get a fucking Flowbee. Like, tighten up." And so I actually was looking at a Flowbee for a minute, but I decided I will
They still
go.
make them?
Of course you were. And you
Of
plug it in next
course
to your
you were.
Bowflex and tell everybody how awesome it was.
Dude, that Bowflex
Why
is
you-
kicking my ass.
Why you thigh master?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
With his mini discs, his record player.
The record player's hip again, thank God.
Yeah.
Wearing his Boston Scally cap.
Yeah.
What was the
I don't know why we
Rec-
do this show.
I enjoy it.
You're hip,
I know. I
dude.
know.
You're
well,
hip as shit.
I did see this year was the first year, or 2019 was the first year that records actually outpaced CDs in sales.
That
Yeah,
is correct.
everyone's buying CDs.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's not something you post on your wall as an achievement.
Yeah.
I mean,
I got 26 for 1 cent.
You're damn
CD.
right. B&G or BMG or whatever that was.
I mean, I do feel like that's a statement about CDs more than it is a statement about records, right?
yes.
Yeah, records are now
I
hip
think it's a
and cool.
statement. I think it's more of a statement about people than even CDs because I have a ton of CDs. I still listen to them all the time. Records are not practical, and if you're into them, it's just a cool hipster thing you're into. Because
Right, but you're
I've
not
had
buying
a million
CDs.
records.
You're not buying CDs though.
Not anymore because you can't. But they're still
Right.
more practical than records. I mean, records are
Well, I
the
mean,
least practical thing
Yeah,
in the
but
world.
nothing's more practical than an MP3. I mean, that's so
Agreed.
it's so easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, you
I
can
mean,
add the
eventually-
record. You can add the record player to the long list of electronics that are fucking failing me in my house right now. The other night,
Actually, MP3s aren't even practical anymore. People just download music or listen. I mean, they don't even download; they just stream it from
Yeah.
the cloud.
Streaming from Spotify.
yeah,
I
or
mean, eventually,
Sirius XM or something.
just like what was it last year? The last company made the VCR, the last VCR company went out of business, and eventually you'll get the CD players. They're not gonna make CD players anymore.
Yep.
You just brought up Sirius XM. Are there people still using that?
So I just got it 6 months ago because I got a brand new company car, and it was like $36 for 6 months, and I was like, yeah, I'll do that. And it was cool because you get the app for free, and then I could use it everywhere else for free.
Yeah.
Or I'm paying for it, so I was like $6 a month. Like I can easily listen to $6 a month. But I think
you got
went
it for
out 'cause
$6 a month because they were trying to charge me like 25 or something ridiculous.
It was
so they're not doing good.
It was $36 for 6 months.
Yeah, I think the first time I did it, it was $12. And this was years ago. It was like $12 a month for the service.
And I tell you, I did enjoy it. It's really a cool app. for
I
the
like it
money.
in the
like,
I like it in the car for sure on like
if you're
road
in the
trips.
car a lot, it's nice.
I got rid of it when they got rid of Opie and Anthony because that was my big statement. I was like, you know what? I'm going to take $20 out of your pocket, buddy. And I
Yeah.
canceled when Opie and Anthony left. And I was like, they're going to come begging for my dollars. They were like, peace, nerd.
And now
I was
it's
like, shit.
now it's Sam and
Jim and Sam.
who's, Jim and Sam, yeah.
Sam's the
But
worst.
Yeah, Jim Norton's still hilarious, but yeah, Sam's a turd.
That's like Bald Brian. I can't stand that guy. I think he's the worst person on radio.
So
Not the worst.
Close to.
So Troy, to get back to the haircut thing, I decided
I wasn't
Yeah.
haircut.
so I wasn't gonna shave my head because I decided, you know what, I haven't had long hair since Tony Hawk was a kid. You know, like I was like, you know what? Because I used to have that skater cut, and I was like, this is cool. So I was like, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna see how long I can grow my hair out. But
Now's our time.
Yeah, now that I don't have to go to meetings, I'm just going to grow it long. But the thing that was bothering me was the mullet that was forming at a tremendous rate on the back of my head. Like, that was outpacing
You
the
have more
rest
hair
of my hair.
back there.
So I decided to get my wife to do, like, just the quick trim across the bottom, which anyone can do a quick trim. And she did a perfectly fine job on that. But I actually made a crucial error with that. I own like a pair of Wall, like real clippers. And
We all own a pair of those.
yeah. So I had the Walls, but then I also have like the beard trimmers and stuff. And I was like,
Yeah.
nah, screw it. Don't use the guard, use the Wall and just trim right across the back. You
Yeah,
know?
just go bzz, 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 straight across the back.
So it's like missing a tooth on that thing. And as soon as she tapped the back of my neck, I felt
The hillbilly razor?
basically, I felt this.
The West Virginia wall.
Yeah, it looked like the Tiger Kid's husband, you know, the
No
Tiger
meth
King's
wall.
husband. And
Yeah.
it hit me, dude. And that Mountain Dew.
You said a
tooth-
tooth.
Yeah. Well, it was only missing one tooth. But
Okay.
she tagged
So
me
a
with
full
it.
set of teeth.
I
So it's
am-
kind of like Strahan.
yeah. It's definitely. It has put up Hall of Fame numbers in the past, but it's been better
Yeah.
than it is today. like this was like the Brett Favre sack. Like it shouldn't have counted.
Right.
Doing morning radio right now.
She
Morning
as
TV
soon as
shows.
she touched the back of my neck, I felt the searing burn. I was like, uh-oh.
Gotcha.
And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to say anything because I'm a man. Like, let's just get through this. And like, she's going all the way across and it just keeps burning. And then she's like,
She sees the blood and keeps fighting through it.
well, it takes a while before the blood actually starts coming to the surface, you know? And then she
I don't know
like,
that I understand the burn. What's the fucking burn?
my
cutting.
skin opening up. in
Oh,
the
you mean
back.
like a cut?
Yeah, a cut.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm telling the story in the audio medium. So I'm trying.
No, I understand that, but I don't say when I cut myself, I burned.
Well, with this,
Fucking
because she
makes
was
no
she was
sense.
dragging also across, so it does create like that. It's a burn.
Raking.
Yeah, it's a razor burn. But all of a
Yeah.
sudden, like
It's not.
she's about halfway across my head, and she's like, "Boy, you're really bleeding." And I'm like, yeah, I can feel that, but I don't want to switch razors at this point because I want the cuts to look the same all the way across. Because at this point, I'm still under the impression I'm going to have a dope ass haircut. So
Oh, you didn't say, oh, I'm bleeding. Really?
Oh,
I
didn't
know.
say
Trying to play it off
Bleeding-
like the tough guy?
bleeding
exactly
from the back of my neck. No big deal.
I hadn't noticed.
Like, oh, that's weird. Well, you should probably put on gloves. We are in
You
a
didn't
quarantine.
You didn't say like Roadhouse. I ain't got time to bleed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't, but damn it, man. If I could go back in time, I would have pulled that line. That sucks. I had an
Pain don't
opportunity.
hurt.
So I'm bleeding. She keeps going. She finishes all the way across. And I'm like, hey, you want to get crazy on this thing? I was like, I've got a taper blade.
What?
Yeah,
You're
this was
already
Oh,
bleeding.
no.
I know, but I'm like, I'm all in. I was like, hey, we can make this look good. I've got a taper blade. And there's those clippers that you have that's like a 1 guard and then it goes up to like a 4 guard, like
Yeah.
gradually. So you can go over your
The
ears.
blood will like lubricate the blades as you continue.
Yeah, it's going to work better
put my
now.
head
I'm
up.
bleeding. This is perfect.
Yeah.
I don't need this. I don't need this ear.
So I told her, I said, look, just go to the bottom and put the lowest one right at the base and then just go straight across. And so she goes across, and I'm not kidding, man. We created the most awkward looking shelf of hair where I've got an inch now, inch and a half that is shaved super tight. One area that's shaved somehow far tighter than any other area back there. And then a shelf like a mullet growing out over top of a shaved 1.5 inches of hair to a straight line that's nothing but red marks and blood. And I was like, now that's a haircut. I look like a schmuck because I can put a hat on and I'm still exposing the one spot that looks absolutely fucking ridiculous. It's brutal, dude. It's brutal. And I've been showing people like taking pictures and sending market posts and like, check out my Corona haircut. It's god awful. And then I see Troy like ranting and raving on Facebook, like, what idiot would let their wives cut their hair? And I'm like, oh, bro, you got to see my head.
Dude, you are not the only one. I can't tell you the number of dudes that I was like, oh, look, I got a shit haircut for my wife. And I'm like a few beers in the night, and I'm like, what in the fuck? It's been 3 fucking weeks. What did you think was going to happen? Like, there's a multitude of things you could do to not let this happen. 1, let your hair grow another week, maybe 2 weeks. Nobody's going to fucking die by letting their hair grow a couple weeks out.
Right.
Yeah.
2, your wives all hate you. What do you think? Like, they want you to look stupid. I've asked my wife 100 times to trim the back of my neck up, and she reluctantly does it and is like, I don't want to mess it up. And I'm like, rightfully so. You're not a trained professional. Like, I've cut my own hair 100 times because I used to have a really bad bowl cut back in the 90s, and I could shave it up under the back and let the hair on top hang down. Looked like an idiot. That's what all you guys look like now, and I don't understand. It's been 3 weeks. Like, don't get a haircut or fucking buzz it. I'm very confused by all this.
I think it's the new style. I think everyone's going to want 1.5 inches of tight shave with a mullet growing over it because that mud flap, I don't think the mud flap gets enough respect. That's all I'm
The
saying.
Rona fade.
Yeah.
Y'all look like fucking Billy Bob Thornton and Sling Blade.
Well, what I noticed was coming in is I was getting a rat tail. I haven't had a rat tail in forever, but my hair was rat tailing out. And I was like, ah, shit. But today I got a text from my barber, and he was actually like, hey, I'm cutting hair in my garage. If you wanna...
told you that.
Yeah, he was
we know that same guy. I said he will fucking cut your hair.
But now I'm all in. I'm growing the hair out, and I'm just not touching the back because I kind of want to see how long it gets.
I think something's wrong with all these guys. Like, they're all so narcissistic that they care about their hair that they have to cut it every 2 to 3 weeks, but yet they're down with fucking it up. So it's like, do you want to look stupid or do you want to look good? I'm very confused.
Well, this is why I didn't let her touch the rest of my head. I was like, no, you're just going to trim the back. It's when I got eager and gave her that extra, guard. I really shit the bed. The worst kick in the pants. My mom sends me a picture of my dad with like the best haircut I've seen him have in like years. She's like, I just cut his hair.
Yep.
Like, fuck. Where's my mom when I need her?
Don't you know everyone in that generation knows way more than our wives in their generation when it comes to that kind of stuff? I mean, they did it all.
Yeah.
That's true. They've been through it.
Did it all. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, my mom can cut hair and my wife, she can make me bleed and prevent and do this beautiful mud flap thing. So I'm growing it out from here. We're done. We're done with this whole thing. It's over.
I just saw, go ahead. I was going to tell you, I just saw an article that wall trimmers sales are up 30%.
Yeah, so are their returns.
Yeah.
Those Band-Aids and Neosporin.
Yeah.
The global demand is, this virus is making them richer than all get out.
You know what else is? Like weights. I went to Walmart and to get some pads for the floor for the gym, and the whole entire weight and workout section is pillaged.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, my wife like
sense.
casually went up to get some weights. I was like, you can't casually go get weights right now. You can't even get toilet paper. Why do you think you go get weights? And she was like, oh, they'll be fine. They'll have tons of weights. I was like, all right, I'll see you with a disappointed look on your face in an hour. Yeah. Sure enough, she's like, they didn't have a single weight. Yep, that's right.
And you've seen that face on her before, but not for after an hour, usually after a few minutes.
Yeah,
you didn't put 2 and 2 together at the fact that you were there going to get weights?
So that
You're there going to get weights for like you don't buy them normally. There's other people in the same boat.
Yeah. She's a 110-pound woman who's like, I think I want some free weights.
Yeah, nobody else thought that right now either.
So Ely, you're pretty regular at the gym. Do you think so along that line with all the weights being bought out and gym equipment and stuff being sold and people working out at home, is the adverse effect of when this all kind of clears, gym memberships are going to be completely down?
I would think it would have to be. I can't see any way around that.
I mean, it's a cause and effect.
Well, yeah, and again, Karen's also going to, be terrified of gyms for at least a year after we stop this.
Yeah, I think everything's it's gonna be a slow comeback. It's not like one day they're gonna lift it and everyone's gonna go back out to bars and the gyms. It's like there's gonna be a slow build for sure. And I think gyms are gonna be one of those more long-term adverse effects. I think more people are more likely to go into bars and restaurants like right away. The gym, though, gym's fucked.
What is interesting, though, is I think that the people that are buying the stuff are actually using it, though, because
they're the regular gym members.
They're the ones that want – exactly.
Yeah, they're the people who actually use their gym membership, because no one who's been paying into a Gold's Gym for a year and never been in there is thinking, I got to get my hands on some weights. It's the people who actually went.
It's
I'd
people
love
that
to
are
know
actually,
those numbers, like who pays for an annual membership, like, and uses it to whatever, makes it cost beneficial. Like,
I mean,
I know I've done it.
So funny.
I bought in on many memberships and used them, 5 times a week. And I've also paid for 2 years and never been to one. So, I mean, I've done both sides of the coin.
Dude.
So I'd love to know those numbers.
It's so funny that you mentioned that, because I have that conversation, or I think about that. I have frequently in the past about how I don't see how they make money. Like, if you think about your average gym, think about the one down the street from me, Gold's Gym. It's, say, $12 a month. Anytime you go in there, say the most busy it'll ever be would be 70 people, 80 people, let's say. How many do you think they have members? How many members?
Must have hundreds, right? Hundreds?
Let's say
300?
500?
500?
Yeah, that's $6,000.
And they're freaking
a month. How many employees?
And the square footage and, the cost of, heating and
rent,
air and
dude, rent, payroll with $6,000 a month. Yeah, call it 1,000 people and it's $12,000.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't see, where is it?
Yeah.
It doesn't really make sense.
I mean, anecdotally, I don't know the full numbers, but I mean, you go in there in January, the gym is brutal. You can't get on a machine. It's all packed. Come February, you're set. I mean, it's back to normal. 11 months a year, a gym is fantastic because
but there's a lot of things you buy on a daily basis where you're like, how do you make money? I just paid 49 cents for this thing.
Or what else is a place that's like that is the roller skating rink. I'm like, how are these motherfuckers? We've talked about that before in the past.
Yeah.
It's like $3 to go in and there's like 50 kids skating.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Totally like anecdotal, but I'm hearing more people bring up roller skates right now during this. Like, people are actually like, I think I want to get some roller skates. And I'm like, what the hell? I haven't heard someone bring up
blades, roller blades.
I've been hearing skates. Now, roller blades, like people talk about, but I mean, like for the first
skate
time.
rinks are closed.
Yeah, but people are talking about like getting them for exercise. I'm like, why would you want to roll around on asphalt? It's brutal.
You don't want quads, you want blades. Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
I love that you call quad.
I love that you guys call them quads. I didn't even know that was the thing. Makes sense.
Well, come on. I mean,
Gators know it.
Yeah, I mean, you're in my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Wheelhouse.
Oh, I get it. Well, let's close it down. That was a great episode, everybody.
Hey, Stu, you prefer quads for street skating?
I just, I don't know. I'm not big on
you don't know.
I'm not big on the rollerblades.
Brendan just spits beer everywhere.
Yeah. People use quads from the rink. Like that's you're bringing up memories of the rink. You prefer quads from the rink. You're talking about the real world.
I
Let me tell you.
I had them. I had them growing up. That's what I mean.
You go down the street and
never old
Quads,
ladies growing up.
you're getting clowned like a mother. I mean, that's some clown
Yeah.
shoe shit right there.
With some, remember the remember the '80s headphones with the metal band and the puffy ears? Yeah,
Yeah.
with some of those and a
The
Walkman.
Walkman
shit
on the
your hips.
outside.
Yeah.
Short shorts and some socks pulled all the way up.
For
a
sure.
real thin tank top.
Stu, please start
Yeah.
doing that.
That's Stu's.
I think I know what I'm going to wear for the next.
You could be Roller Girl for Halloween.
I think I know what I'll do for the next Stash Bash. Stash Bash will be fun.
I think we have our next Stash Bash Halloween costume picked out, don't we, Ely?
Yeah, I think so.
I was telling my wife that we were going to do that, and she was laughing.
Yeah, the three of us will be the pink. Stu, you be Roller Girl.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yours might be better, unfortunately.
Dude, just nothing but roller skates.
Yeah,
Oh,
roller skates and a sock.
yeah.
You gotta have your Walkman blaring. I
Yeah.
got a brand new pair of roller skates. You got a brand new key.
Oh, now I'm afraid. Might actually pull it off.
Oh, leave the
you'll
sock
pull
on.
it off.
Yeah, don't pull it off.
Yeah,
Allow the illusion of the tube sock.
Yeah,
Oh.
stuff that tube stop.
you want them toddler socks? I get you one of Atlas's. But he's like 11 months now. I'll get one of the newborns.
Yeah,
He's
get
one of
the
old
old
ones.
socks, the retired
Yeah,
socks.
he's super old now. They're gigantic.
Yeah. Just here for your entertainment.
Oh, yeah,
Is
that's
toddler sock loose on anyone else, or is it just me?
Yeah, hand me that infant one.
Ah.
I'm crying over here.
Oh, God. You got anything with like vertical stripes so it looks longer?
Oh
Man.
crap. This is
It's going great.
yeah.
I wish I had my soundboard.
Yeah.
That's another one of the technical difficulties, right?
I mean, I just can't.
Yep.
I just can't get it to work. I've given up, man. Like the fact that we're even able to communicate is
We're shooting
fantastic.
from the hip.
Have you guys seen the John Krasinski Good News episode?
Yes.
I actually love it.
Dude,
I
how
saw
awesome
both
are
of them.
those?
I love it. I love what he's doing.
So I do too. Episode 2 was just released. I think just
Yeah.
today.
Today,
I haven't
yeah.
seen it yet, but I
It's
love
awesome.
it too.
Now, technically speaking, we were trying to do positive coronavirus news before he was. I think he's a listener.
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
He was like, "Man, those ITPH guys, they had a damn good idea. We
His
should
wife
accentuate the
probably
positive."
turned him on.
A
I think his wife
listener
turned him
and
on
an
to us.
idea pirater. But whatever.
Thief.
We'll allow it.
How
Yeah,
crazy
this
would it
time.
be if week 3 all of a sudden he was like, "Well, the ITPH guys busted me." That would be
Oh, that
fucking
would be
amazing.
hilarious.
Right.
We'd get Blake the
I
I
bone.
mean, we would have
Oh my
nailed it.
God.
Hey Troy, I see you moving your mic stand. You may as well just grab the deli.
That's what I was doing.
Oh my gosh. So I'm
Are
doing
you,
my
are you,
I'm doing my
is Stu on his own subject we don't
I
know
was going
about?
to say, why is Stu laughing hysterically
He's
over
just
here? Did I
having
miss
fun.
something?
I'm
He's
doing
he's watching Netflix while he's doing this.
I'm doing my research project for Brendan, and the reads are hilarious.
Thank you. Well, after the deli, we'll go right to that. 'Cause
Okay.
I have been shocked. I'll tease it a little bit, but we used to look at misconnections back in the day when we were working with like RVA Mag and stuff, and those misconnections they put up from Craigslist are flat out hilarious, and they're starting to get a lot weirder as as people go into
what?
quarantine. So it's
let me get
pretty
my-
good. So I'll tease it a little bit. Oh, everyone's getting up and getting their beers.
Oh, good, because I got to get up and take a leak. But guess what?
No,
I'm not
you're gonna
going to.
have to tough it out with me here
I'm
because
going to hang out with you.
I see everybody's.
All
left.
right.
I can't even go get my beer.
Well,
We're good. Go get your beer. It's because
Then it'll just be me and
let's see
Stu.
here. Yeah, we'll figure this out. I'll let you guys take
Let's
a look
see.
at.
I'll tell you, we're getting ready to try the third beer in our 4-beer series of Brendan's Quarantine Special, where he hand delivered each one of us 4 beers. This is the Allagash River Trip.
Which is something you can do while social distancing if you don't invite any friends.
True.
You can just float down the river on your own. Like an asshole. Actually, Troy, you got your hands on a canoe this weekend. Look how bad my timing was. I throw it to Troy.
Oh,
literally as he's pulling his headphones out. And I was like, never mind. Just go get your beer.
I think he said his was it his uncle or father-in-law gave him a canoe. I wish I'd have known because I could have given him one. But yeah, I got tired of canoes are great for the river, but on the lake, man, I get tired of paddling my girls around.
Yeah, there's something about knowing you can go upstream for a while and then just stop and go home floating, with zero effort.
Yeah, this is an interesting beer.
This was one that I got specifically because I was pretty certain Ely was going to say, this is a good beer. Now, I've never had this beer.
You haven't tasted it, yeah, clearly.
No, I haven't. But you haven't either, have you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you know this beer.
No, I just tasted it on the walk in.
Oh,
yeah, I just tried it.
Well, I thought it would be a win. Well, let's see. Let me give it a little taste here.
So, you want to read it, Troy? Or
oh God!
Do you want me to read it, or you want to read it out, Troy?
Let's see if I can read it off the can.
Or can you see it on your screen?
Yeah, it says River Trip. Okay, you got it.
A companion to backyards, backwoods, and balconies alike. This Belgian-style table beer packs an array of melon, citrus, and stone fruit notes. Brewed with coriander, dry hopped, good for any adventure.
Well, there you go.
Sounds good.
Huh.
I think they went overboard on one of those ingredients, if you ask me. But I've also only had one sip, and usually I tend to change my tune after about the third.
Man, I don't know. I like the colors. It's a cool little can for it kind of goes with the whole river trip sensation.
Oh, when I saw it, I thought this is a good one. Oh, here's a little update for you. So you know how I've been getting all of my beers out of the little Lucky Mart that I found in the neighborhood, down the way? So my logic was that it's not on a main road. So the only people who would ever go in there aren't going to be from all over when they're moving around. They're just going to be local neighborhood people because it's not 2 main roads. It's 2 kind of like secondary roads that go by it. So I was thinking this place will be less traveled. This is probably a good, safe place to go if you're going to go in there every so often to pick up beer, So I've been going in there for a while. Little did I know, about 50 yards away from it is a retirement community, which now has more cases of coronavirus than anywhere else in the county. It has become the epicenter for the coronavirus epidemic. I literally chose the spot in the hot zone of my county, and I've been going out of my way to get to it like a genius.
That's not the one with is that the one with all the deaths, or is that just cases?
No, they've had 4 deaths in that one place and multiple cases, I believe.
Because there's one, I think, assisted living center or whatever that had like 16 cases in Virginia were from the one spot.
That's Canterbury.
Yeah, Canterbury.
No, 16 deaths, 100 cases.
Yeah, 16 deaths. So between those 2, it accounts for over half of the deaths in Virginia.
And I've made the genius move of buying all of my supplies in the place in the backyard of the epicenter.
The old people are just walking in Lucky Mart, touching everything.
Yeah, you can't. You run numbers, you make educated guesses, and you fucking blow it. Who knew? What can you do?
This is I'm not really digging it.
Here's a tricky question for you. If you work in Canterbury a month ago and you have an elderly parent at home, do you keep doing that, or what do you do?
Depends on if you want to keep getting paid.
Clearly.
Ooh, and there is the crux of that, right? But
Yeah.
I don't know. That's tough. Like you're
That is
saying,
tough.
you're saying your parent is in your home, like you're a
Yes.
caregiver at home.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
You
pretty
don't.
difficult. I think you stop going to work Because obviously you cared enough to be.
So problem.
Well,
with a
shit,
lot of
I don't
those
know.
Places,
Then you can't. Oh, that's a tough. You got me in a catch
It is
22,
tough.
really. You got me in a catch 22.
Problem with a lot of those places is they share workers. They're called PRNs, pro rata. They go as needed to different places. So you might work in that place. You might go to another assisted living facility, or you're like a at-home type therapist where you go to people's homes. Well, these are considered their homes. So you might go to that facility and treat someone. You might go to another facility and treat someone. You might go to another home and treat someone.
Well,
So
they're not
that's-
doing that now, I'm sure.
No, but that's where like you really get like
That's how it moves.
exactly. That's the scared part of it.
Yeah, 'cause
And
these
they've
people-
obviously locked that down.
These people aren't getting in their cars and driving around. It's the workers.
Yeah.
Well, my brother had to have his annual like blood test and physical thing for his life insurance, and the lady came to the house, and she walked in the full hazmat, the gown, the N95, the face shield, everything, and
Just for syphilis?
just for syphilis, just to draw a little blood. You'd have thought that everything, but
Put on
Yes.
some topical cream.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
man.
Sorry, that was pretty
That's
good.
not good.
He'll get that cleared right up. Well, that
Yeah.
seems a little over the top.
Yeah.
Does. I'd second guess even wearing a condom. It's just syphilis.
Yeah.
For sure.
That'll buff out.
You just slam a phone book on your dong and it's good. I think that's how that works.
Put a little wind.
It works.
Stu, I'm going to let you start on this.
Oh,
deli.
great. Well, it says made from Maine with love on the can. I'm not really feeling the love on this.
Notes of
Maybe it's just
syphilis.
because I'm not really into the Belgian style ale. So I'm just going to give it a 2.5. It doesn't do anything for me. I don't really get the flavor.
You don't hate it, but you don't like it.
Yeah, it's not.
Sounds like he hates it.
Oh, it's on
I'm
there.
gonna give it I'll just give it a 2.5.
Stu will hate it and give it 2.5, and he'll love it and give it a 2.5.
Yeah,
It's
there's
down
there's
to-
really the number is the only thing that's arbitrary in Stu's world. It's very odd.
No, the number's dead on.
Yeah, you know
If
you're
it's
good.
good, if it's good, it's going to go high.
2.5.
So you do know how
High
it works.
2.5.
Yes.
Well, what's what?
It's a 2.5.
5. What we got here?
He gave it the old high 2.5. Okay. it's pretty good.
Not 2.5.
Yeah, this is for me. This is the Carol Baskin of beers.
Goo.
Can't trust it.
This beard killed the brewer?
Yeah.
Made it to a tiger?
Yeah,
Dude, did you see a tiger today got corona? Or 3 tigers at the Bronx Zoo got corona?
I did see that.
I saw
They
that
were
we
all
cared. That was what was more newsworthy. to me.
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey.
All coronaviruses come from animals.
Dicks out for Hammurabi. Some of us never let it die.
Hey, just don't lose sight of the fact that
Ramby.
somewhere,
Oh, Hammurabi, whatever.
just don't lose sight of the fact that somewhere there's someone that can't get a test, but we gave them to those goddamn tigers.
3 tigers we know for
Yeah.
certain.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who's the asshole has to put a Q-tip in a tiger's nose?
The
Yeah.
person that wants to.
Yep.
Carol
The one who loves
Baskin.
them.
The person, yeah.
Sheesh.
Take my test. I don't need it.
Yeah, exactly.
I got the black lung. Take my test.
All right, Troy.
Hercules deserves it more than I do.
Oh god,
Hercules.
Hercules.
Troy, go ahead. Give me what you got.
He's a people
Oh.
tiger.
He's a people tiger.
Allagash is known for their Allagash White, and they have multiple good beers. And upon first sip, I did not like this, but I was coming off of a mixed drink, a Coors Light, and a Bingo Lager. So I think I kind of shocked the palate a little bit. I'm about halfway through now, and I do enjoy this. I would give this, I'd give it a 3.
You're going
Maybe
3.
3.5. I enjoy this beer. I'm enjoying it as
So
I
it's-
get through it.
It's either a 3 or a 3.5.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I follow you.
It's got some good, citrus notes in it, and I like the the Belgian style beer, so maybe I'm a little biased there, but I think it's a pretty tasty beer.
What I find interesting about this beer is going in, I'd already crowned it. You know what I mean? Because it was an Allagash. And the Allagash White may be like the perfect just drinking beer. Like I love Allagash White. I find that beer to be amazing.
That's what we do with the who makes the Fat Tire?
New Belgian. I tend
New
to give
Belgian.
New Belgian a pass on everything.
Everything they do, it's like I'm gonna like that. I'm gonna like that
Yeah. So
because you love the Fat Tire, their signature beer.
yeah, and so you just kind of you give them a little benefit of the doubt. So when I picked this up, I picked this up as the ace in the hole. I thought this would be the good one. It turns out the Sriracha Ace was pretty well received,
Get it?
and then the fresh
That
cut
was the ace.
and the fresh cut IPA by Deschutes was very well received. So I was like, okay, well then we're gonna have 3 in a row that knock it out of the park. And now that I'm having this, I don't think it's knocking out of the park. What I think they've done is they've used the coriander to really give it a Belgian style flavor. It's like a Hardywood single for those here in Richmond. That's a true like Belgian style triple. And real Belgian beers do have a lot of this kind of spice in it. But I think they went over the top with coriander to bring it home because they dumbed down the beer to make it a session ale because it's low ABV. It's 4.8. I think when they dumbed it down, they added coriander to give it that Belgian style flavor. And I don't think it tastes right. It doesn't taste genuine to me. So I actually am not a huge fan of this beer. Now I don't dislike it as much as Stu because I think it's okay that if you really like Belgian style ales and you're looking for something that's not super heavy, like at 4.8, it's like, it's fine. You could drink a handful of these. So I think in that respect, it's okay, but I think it's a bullshit version of a Belgian style ale. I can't go any higher than 3.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was saying. Like, I liked it, but
Yeah,
it wasn't.
I like it. I just know that that's not from the beer itself. It's from this addition of coriander to make it taste like that. Usually you get notes of coriander. This is literally coriander. That's where I stand.
Is the coriander what I'm tasting that tastes like the bite in an IPA?
No, the
think so.
coriander is the thing that almost tastes like a bite of a real traditional German Hefeweizen, but it's not. Do you know what I mean? You know, like when you
No,
got.
none at all. Because I don't. This isn't even close to that.
So that's what I like. You know when you get those German Hefeweizens that are peppery and banana-y?
Yeah.
Does that make sense to you? Yeah, that's what I
No.
think. That's what I think the coriander's trying to accomplish.
Hefeweizens.
I think you're both talking about the same thing.
That's my whole issue with this. And like when I hear Troy say there's citrus in it, I taste zero of anything, any flavors.
All right, you
in
know
this
that
beer.
florally pepper flavor in this?
No.
You know that flavor you're disliking that's staying on your back of your tongue?
Okay. Yeah.
Coriander.
Okay. That's what I was saying. That's what the.
But it's not hoppy.
that-
It's not hoppy. That's why I said it's not like an IPA.
He's saying it's coming across as hoppy to him, I think is what he's saying.
Yeah. I mean, it just tastes. It tastes like a skunk in my beer.
Yeah, that's probably the coriander. I mean, that's at least that's the problem I'm having with it.
And so if this had some sort of a flavor to it, where there was, like take example a Hefeweizen for example, or the Allagash White, where it's got a little bit of sweetness in it,
Yeah.
that would cover up this. This tastes like a water with like this is like a Miller Lite that's made with coriander.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They made a fake version of the flavor they were trying to go after by just adding a bunch of a spice.
Yeah, and I don't like beers that taste this way if they don't have some sort of other flavor in it to mask that flavor.
Yeah, it's that's my point. It's not balanced at all.
Yeah.
It's like a mincemeat pie. It's like just pop. I don't know. I'm just not.
But I could see like what's weird is I could see myself drinking these, but if I drank a lot of these, I could see liking IPAs more. If that makes sense.
Gateway drug.
Yeah, that's great.
Gateway drug. There you go.
But no, I don't like it. I give it maybe a 2.5.
So the one that we thought was a lock is the one that's going out of here without a deli, or at least the one that I thought was a lock when I bought it from the Corona Mart over here in the neighborhood.
Well, so be it.
Yeah.
That's why we do it.
Crumbles. That's right.
That's why we do it.
Ely said it best. I think if it had more of a something flavor, it just is.
Yeah,
It needs something else to like blend with what it's doing.
Yes,
It's
absolutely.
water. I think you were absolutely right, Ely. Like the way you described it, it's
It's not
watered down
complete.
beer with a pop of something, but no balance.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
it's unfortunate.
And it does have a lot of flavor in it for being so weak, which is kind of on the alcohol. Like
Yeah,
normally something with that much going on in it is well over 5. I mean, that's a 4 to 8. I mean,
Yeah.
that could easily be a 6.5, 7.
but Ely said it best. It's a watered down beer with just too much shit in it of this one flavor,
Yeah.
and it's overpowering it. It's not blended or balanced at all.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, that beer's not great. It's not getting a deli.
No.
We're not going to drink it again. Fortunately, this came in a 4-pack.
I
Whereas
could see it being called like the light Belgian beer. You know what I mean? Like I could see you
Yeah.
drinking a shit ton of these if you like this flavor.
and that
The
was kind of
Ultra
my
of Belgian beers.
That was my point. It's like they make all these IPAs now that are like super low alcohol, and it's like you taste some hop, and then you got these like the Slighty Mighty. They start adding all this weird shit like the monk fruit to bump it up, and
Got Brendan's special word on it, session.
yeah, that's why I thought this was a lock, but it's kind of a turd.
Well, you know what? It kind of goes along with what they're trying to say with the river trip. I mean, when you think about you're getting out on the river, if you're doing a float, doing a canoe, you don't want. At least I don't. I'd want a light beer that's if you're out in the sun, something that's not heavy or over flavor over the top. And they're trying to get there, but it's not. I mean, I could see you doing it on the river, but it's not quite there.
Yeah, that's a good point. I see their logic, but
Yeah, the
it ain't
logic
going on
is
my
sound.
It ain't going on my tube.
No,
Yeah.
they're chasing the Belgian style lovers, and they're just
Look,
not
I'm
doing a
getting
great
ready
job.
I'm getting ready to crack a Beast Light.
Ooh.
It's a 4-1. So I mean, it's slightly less
Are
than.
you
And this
caressing
is-
it? He's like rubbing it down.
Dude,
and-
Yeah, polishing the can.
Why do you have
drying
a
it off.
Why do you have a toddler sock on the bottom of it? This is just
Yeah.
weird. All right,
Wiping the
Stu,
Corona off of it?
this is-
What's up?
go ahead and pull up those misconnections. As you were scrolling
I used to
through,
love these.
Yeah. So,
can you pull those up on the big screen for us?
all right, hang on. I'm going to share them with you guys.
There
2
were
seconds.
two I saw as you were scrolling through earlier that cracked me up. And I'm sure you've been over there looking at them, so you may have found some more. But I thought So Bored and the Kroger one were both kind of like,
Yeah. So bored is
Which one did you post? man?
what? Oh, don't worry.
Well, the best. So the one that I was laughing at the most was Taco Bell Whole Street, because that's in our neck of the wood. Where you were the guy. Let's see, you were the guy working the window the day before yesterday. I'm not going to put my info here because you are way out of my league, and this is my go-to Taco Bell. I just wanted to say you were so cute and you made me laugh after a bad day.
You know, she
Now,
could
my
have.
concern is what guy working at Taco Bell is out of your league.
Oh, but good on her for knowing that if she has a go-to Taco Bell, which implies that she has secondary Taco Bell she visits, she's not in anybody's league.
What?
Yeah.
All right, so
that
this
means
one,
that she only has one Taco Bell to visit.
Exactly.
this one. All right, so this one I thought was great. This guy said, "So bored." This is indicative of the kind of misconnections you're seeing on Craigslist right now. All this guy posted was going nuts alone in my air-conditioned apartment. If there is a female out there that just wants to hang, watch Netflix, and eat? Previous hospital worker and tested negative. I'm male, 6'2", 188 pounds. He's using the fact he didn't say he was hot. He didn't say he had money. He didn't say anything. He doesn't have money. He's like,
I've got air
I'm
conditioning.
negative. I'm negative, and I got Netflix.
I feel like he doesn't understand misconnections.
Yeah, that's not
literally.
a misconnection.
Yeah, that's he just keeps missing. But he's
That's
like,
That's M4F, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate to break it to him, but most of us are still currently negative. So he's not really separating himself from the herd here.
He
Yeah.
threw it out there that he was 6 something, 180 something. So I mean, that's the important part, right?
He's looking for Karen.
Yeah.
This little short, quick one. Platinum blonde in the Publix. The deli clerk asked if we were together. I should have said not yet. I'd love to get together.
See that's the kind of stuff you see all the time in here, though. Did you see? Where's the so bored?
That was it. You just read that. So bored.
That was the one you just read.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
There was one in a Kroger that I thought was interesting.
What's the chances of any of these equaling anything?
I would say 2%.
Yeah, like a high 2%.
2%.
There you go. There's your Kroger one.
Yeah, look, all right, look at this
I got that,
fucking
Ely.
look at this fucking wizard. This one is fantastic. Wow, you look great shopping this weekend. I love big boobs. I would love to meet up and play. I am hung and discreet. I have TP if you need it. LOL.
Yeah.
That's great.
Hilarious.
Does that ever work ever in a million years?
It finally does. It finally does. And if you start scrolling through these misconnections, there's all
Dude,
of these.
The second thing he said was, I like big boobs.
Yeah.
Think the big boob chicken never heard that? Like, that's not impressive.
We
This is
finally found one.
I like turtles.
She's been crying herself to sleep every night just
No
waiting
one
to find
liked
that
them.
dude that likes her
Yeah.
massive tits.
Everyone likes skeeter bites in our town.
Yeah.
Everywhere I look, everybody
That's the
wants skeeter
dumbest-
bites.
That's
I'm
the
dragging
dumbest
these things
thing
around
ever.
and nobody wants to talk to me.
Hey, miss, I
damn
like
virus
massive
hit.
tits.
Now everybody likes tits.
Oh God, he thought that was gonna work. What an idiot!
Oh, and look at all
I
right,
need, I need to know like more about how many people use this. Are these Craigslist?
listen. Yeah, these are all on Craigslist.
Yeah.
Like
So-
I thought Craigslist was fading. Like what more people using like Marketplace and shit like that? Like who uses Craigslist anymore?
I mean, I just
These
use it to
people,
buy
I
shit,
guess.
but these people are still trolling for ass. Like, all right, this guy's
Marketplace is killing it on the buying and selling thing.
Yeah.
look at this. Look at this white knight right here. Help me, help
God.
you. This guy wants to help you. Like he's such a generous fucking soul. Times are really tough right now. See, so he's connecting
Oh,
emotionally.
God. This guy is a white knight.
Times are really rough right now, and I know some ladies might need a helping hand. Okay, so this sounds good. It sounds like maybe a little grocery shopping. He continues.
Not all heroes wear capes.
Whether you just need some 420, some food, or some cash,
I feel like I know who this might be.
lend me a hand, and I'll give you a hand. No games. I'm open to hanging out during this quarantine as well. Boredom kills, LOL. I'm as serious as you are.
Yeah, I definitely know who wrote that.
This motherfucker's like, I've got drugs, and I'm willing to give you cash
Drugs
if you just
and toilet
jerk
paper.
me off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't care about the quarantine. Come on over. I'd love
Yeah,
to
it's
give
Joe
you.
Exotic.
Oh, you're straight? That's
Oh,
cool.
goodness gracious.
We'll figure it out.
Here's your 3-in-1.
Oh, that
looking-
one's a beaut. That one's a
Look-
beaut.
Looking for girls to party with a magician, a cowboy, and a redneck tonight. Sick of this virus crap. Looking to have conversation, drinks, and fun. Yeehaw.
So does that mean he's the redneck or the cowboy?
I think it's
Because no magician ever pulled a rabbit out of a hat and yelled "yeehaw."
No,
So
but
I know
like for real,
exactly.
let's drill into this a little bit deeper. Like who's
Yes.
using this over like a typical dating app or something?
Again, as Ely said earlier, that's not a misconnection. The misconnection was, hey, I saw you at such and such and such. And such.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was at the grocery
making-
store. You and I had a
making
You
a message.
looked at
conversation.
me, yeah.
Yeah, this is, and so some of these are still that, but now the trolls are coming out, man. It's amazing. Like misconnections haven't been this fun in a long time.
Yeah, this is if you like pina coladas.
But for real, like who are the clientele that are looking here instead of Tinder?
There's a good gajillion dating apps, right? Like
That's what I'm saying.
confused.
So
Yeah.
who's looking in there?
I
Is
don't
it
know.
like,
Well, apparently I do, but for the
probably
podcast,
the same demographic.
Hey, you do. For the
Probably
podcast. Hey,
Research.
the podcast.
Go for it, Ely.
It's the same demographic of people that are walking into Verizon to pay their bill.
yeah, that's absolutely right.
Or 7-Eleven to pay their bill.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, man.
Re-up their phone card.
I'm here
Yeah.
for a Western Union from my mother and a chili burrito.
Yeah. Do you take a
And a
third
clean
part?
pair of shorts. What do you know about Ray Finkel?
Yeah. Do you take a third party out of state check?
Yeah. From Zimbabwe.
Yeah. I got an email. Apparently I'm the heir to some millionaire fortune in Zimbabwe.
My uncle from Nigeria is a prince, so
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I got you
fresh.
covered.
Oh, that kills me.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I can't stop drinking it and I'm not really liking it.
I just want to know how and why those things still exist. It's weird.
But there's
Are people being funny? Like, what's the deal?
Nah,
There's
it's a
tons of
big
scams
world.
on Craigslist that I'm shocked still exist. Like if you list something on, I listed something on there, and it's like they're 10 times worse now. And they text you, and they're like, "But first, I need to send you a confirmation code. Are you okay with that?" I'm like, "What?"
What?
Just yeah, it's like, who do these things work on? Like my
Yeah,
driver's
old
gonna
folk.
come pick it up. Like, what do you?
I had one of those. I was looking at a really nice truck and I was like, oh my God, this is such a good deal. And they were like, well, look, I'm overseas right now. I'm
Yeah.
so-and-so. Google me. And then you Google it and you're like, that motherfucker's a surgeon. Okay, that dude's legit.
Yeah.
And like the backstory checks out because they've Googled some random name. And then they're like, all right, just send me the check and then I'll have it shipped to you. And I'm like, you know what? It was way too good of a deal on a 70 Bronco. I think I'm going to back
Right.
up.
Yeah,
Same people that share everything they see on Facebook. There's just people out there that are gullible.
Yes.
I guess someone's grandma's doing that right now. Everybody gets Facebook messages from someone's grandparent. They're silly as shit, and it's like, if you do this in the next hour, someone will be touched by an angel.
Oh, Troy's
yeah.
my favorite story of Troy is when his dad sent him a
Oh,
Facebook post. Troy, you want
Oh,
to tell
yeah.
that story?
Yeah.
No, which one? I mean, everyone
It was the
older
one.
than me.
It was the
The war
Oh,
veterans.
yeah, the war veterans. Where he didn't send it to me. He shared it. It was like
It was
all-
Tropic Thunder.
It was Vietnam vets. It was like, these guys fought in Vietnam. Bet you won't share this. And it was the dudes in freaking Tropic Thunder. And everyone older than me shares that kind of stuff. And I'm just like, really? Like,
Yeah.
you buy it hook, line, and sinker. And I didn't tell him. Like, I'm like, all right, old man. Like, that's what you're your own person. If you want to buy it hook, line, and sinker. I mean, it's crazy what
They use those
everyone older.
weird like emojis that no one else uses too. Like everyone just uses the smileys, and they use like the star flashing through the sky and all the weird ones. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
My
I'm like,
dad straight communicates in emojis now. It's crazy, dude. I'm like, you're a 72-year-old dude. What are you
Yeah.
doing?
That's great. That's exactly what he's doing.
all right,
Then when we talk on the phone, it's just like, how's the weather? I'm like,
poop
I already
emoji.
looked it up. I think you know. Like, he calls me. He's like, it's cold there. I'm like, yes, you have a weather app. Like, I don't know what you want from me, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, speaking
So
of
you guys are close.
Yeah, we're
yeah. Heart emoji, kissy face, motherfucker. There we-
yeah.
Tight like Nat Booty.
Shit, I'm having to live with my dad right now. It's no fun. Well, it's not. It's fun. It's fun.
Wow,
It's
I hope
fun.
he's
It's
not a
just different.
listener, you dick.
No,
Dude.
it's interesting. We all haven't lived under the same roof since my brother and I were teenagers, and it's
Didn't he
good
fly
back
in
in
from
that day.
Hong Kong?
40 years.
The Philippines. He got the last flight out before they shut the place down. And I don't know if you guys saw this on the news, but the
Why is he on the run?
president of the, I'll let him tell that story.
Yeah, we need to. So speaking of that, we do need to get your dad on here to talk about that, and then also next week we're gonna have Sean from Nectar Sunglasses on because they just changed their logo and redid all their stuff. I don't know if anyone noticed that, but there's like a full transformation going on over there.
Yeah.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
Good. New styles, new everything.
It's amazing.
No, but all right. So I did want to talk about this because we're over here using Zoom.
Real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Real quick. I got hook up. I got a hookup. I got hit up and a hookup from our former client / we loved them. Find Your Coast.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. They hit me up. They got a big deal going on, big sale going on. I got a fleece, 50% off. I mean, they're having huge sales right now, site wide. So I got a fleece for $40.
Their shit's nice,
coming
man.
in.
Their stuff is real nice.
And I mean, it's expensive stuff. It's top tier stuff, but all of us have some of it. Those Find Your Coast shirts and hats and stuff I have are the nicest stuff I have. So I will, stick by them. So keep, support them. Local.
May I caution the general public about the Find Your Coast? I've noticed during this quarantine that their shirts are shrinking.
Oh, yeah.
I'll put that out
That's
there.
their fault.
It's just one thing I've noticed.
He was going back and forth. He's like, what size you want? I was like, 2XL. He's like, their size really good. Like, you shouldn't need 2XL. I was like, just give me a 2X. Don't stop fucking asking about it.
So are you guys using Zoom outside of doing the podcast, or is this the only time you actually use Zoom?
I use it every day, all day.
And every Monday for me.
Okay, so you guys are getting.
Yeah, I've been using it outside of this.
I set up the whole system out here where I've got the mic on the bar, I've got the actual camera like on the TV, and I've got everything linked up to the television so that I can see it. And so I've been
But you forgot to hit the record.
I did.
But
this is the first time. So I actually my wife keeps doing these like Zoom happy hours with her friends.
I see that.
And so she's got one like every Thursday, and then she's got one on Fridays with a different group. And so I was like, hey, baby, if you want to like split like a pro account, then I don't have to like keep resetting or like dealing with bullshit. And we don't have to like use Ely's work. We can go back to like doing it right. So I went ahead and got the account, and I've noticed an interesting byproduct. I get drunk at night, and then I'm like, hey, let's do a late night. And I hosted a late night the other night, and it went like for a while, right? Like we started at 11 and we kind of rolled into the night, a bunch of us hanging out, drinking beers. And then like, it was like 2 a.m. and I went to hang up the damn thing, and everyone jumps out of the room. And then I'm walking over to the computer, and all of a sudden it's like, boom, the screen opens up, and the fucking plumber was there. And the plumber, the plumber's like, where'd everybody go? I thought everyone was hanging out. He's like, let's drink some beers. And I was like, well, I was going to bed. And he's like, not anymore. And then next thing I know, I'm sucked into another hour of, late night. Then, Plumber vision. Then the next night I start doing this, and a buddy of mine is like texting somebody, and he's like, hey, your friend from college that you haven't talked to in 15 years wants to come in and hang out. This dude jumped in, and everyone left. And then like he and I partied until like 4:30 in the morning. And I would say like the last hour of it, I was kind of like drinking a seltzer, like ready to go to bed. Like, hey, it's 4:00. And he's like, I know, man, it's been so long. We haven't hung out in forever. Like, this is awesome. And I'm like, it is. Like, I'm conflicted. It is creating these horrible late nights for me. I find that I'm drinking longer into the night because of this virtual communication where like everyone doesn't have to come over, so they can just sit there and party as hard as they want. This is it's getting
Yeah.
difficult. You guys
So
aren't
it's funny
running
you
into
said
this.
that. I was thinking the exact same thing as you brought this up. The fact that it's deadly for that situation because of exactly that. People are just sitting at home, and the effort of
Yeah, you're not.
drinking and driving is taken out of it.
Yeah, you just have
You know,
another beer. Why not?
Right.
You're not expending the energy that you would just to be standing up and
Yeah,
being somewhere.
it's the 21st century version of talking on the phone when you were a kid.
Yeah, you hang up. No, you hang up, and then another hour's gone away.
Right.
And this is basically what I'm dealing with. But since I'm the host, everyone keeps showing up, and they might just be starting it too. You know, like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm ready to. I haven't seen anybody in 2 weeks. It's like,
Hey,
all
you're
right.
watching Friends? Let's watch Friends together while we talk on the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, this Zoom thing is a very powerful technology that I need to figure out how to control, because right now I'm just like, I'm an idiot with all this power and I don't know what I'm doing. And now I'm hanging out with people. Like, I'm sneaking out here, and I'm equally guilty. Like, I'll come out here and just open the room sometime and be like, I wonder if someone will show up. Like, while I'm hanging out. It's like, I'll be like doing stuff out here. And then like, if someone shows up, I'm like, how are you? Do you want to have a beer? It's brutal.
Side note: have I ever talked about the lady at the gym with Wills and I that watches Friends?
No.
This,
my
I'm
God.
already intrigued.
She when she comes in, keep in mind this is 2020. She's watching Friends and cracking up at the top of her lungs on the treadmill, like it's
So she's watching it on her phone.
no on the
It's on the
screen.
Oh, it's on the
like
screen. Okay.
20
Yeah.
yards away from her, and she's like cracking up and looking around and seeing if anybody else is seeing how funny this is. It's like she's watched it for the first time.
Have
So
you-
I got a hot take on Friends. I
You do?
watched like maybe 5 or 10 episodes of that show when it was on. I've never thought it was that funny. Like, I never got it. It just was never good to me.
Friends is going through a revival. I see kids.
I know.
Like-
That's why I'm
Oh,
saying
yeah,
that
they are.
it's weird.
Like, kids wear
the
Friends
weirdo.
shirts. They're watching Friends on airplanes. Like, I see kids looking on their phone. Well, this was back when the world was normal, and I would see people who were on their phones.
It's not a funny show.
But it wasn't funny then, and it was the most
That's
popular
what I'm
show on
saying.
TV.
No, it's definitely corny funny. For
Yeah.
sure.
But better than, like, what's that stupid
Yeah.
nerd show?
Oh, I hate
That's
that
another.
show.
That's the other worst show
Big
I never
Bang.
watched.
Yeah,
Big
Bang
Theory.
but Big Bang Theory sucks. And
Yeah,
It's the
Friends
same as
was-
Friends. It's the same as Friends.
It's not as good. Friends was better. I was using that because I'm willing to put them in the same class. Like, I don't
Yeah.
disagree with you. They're in the same ballpark, but
My oldest
Friends
daughter
is Big Bang is this next generation's Friends. That's all it is. It's
Yeah.
the most popular show that isn't actually that good, but it's the most popular show.
I mean, my daughter is binge watching Friends like crazy, and she's
there it is. And
15.
How old? Yep. See,
15. But then again,
Because she's
everything.
done with Big Bang. She already watched all that.
I don't even think she watches that. It's like anything. Every 20 years, fashion fades and repeats itself.
I know
Every
The
day we go to
Office
the-
is huge.
Oh,
right
The
now.
Office is coming back, and
Yeah.
it's gigantic.
I watch more of The Office now because it's constantly. There's 2 channels on my DirecTV that always have offices starting 15 minutes apart at night, and I'm just like, well, okay, whatever time
Yep.
it is, like I'll start that one.
Office is good.
Dude,
Yeah,
The
there's-
Office is amazing. I mean, imagine if any one character was cast as a different actor.
I know. It'd be,
You
it
couldn't-
wouldn't- Yeah.
Yeah,
And
Did
Steve
you like,
Carell was kind
uh,
of a nobody before that,
He was
Yeah.
a movie star, but he was.
but he wasn't Steve
up.
Carell. You know what I mean?
Did you guys
Yeah.
like? I like Parks and Recs as much as I like The Office. Did y'all
so
watch
the problem
Parks
with
and Rec?
Parks and Recs for me was I watched it after The Office, and I was like, oh, this is like it follows the exact same format as The
Yeah,
Office.
it's a lot like The Office.
Yeah, like it's the same exact, joke interjection points. Like it's the same exact structure with a different theme.
So The Office started the whole thing, and Modern Family does it, where it's like it's a documentary style, but they never talk about the fact that there's a documentary filmmaker there that they're talking to. It makes zero sense. Like if you literally stop and think about it, like, why are they talking to a camera? There's no documentary coming out about Parks and Rec or about Modern Family. They're just cutting to the couple sitting on the couch talking to the fourth wall, which makes zero fucking sense. Like, that makes no sense, but it's hilarious.
I think it makes more sense than like watching it like you're in a studio audience.
Yeah, I mean, I like the format.
well,
I mean, it's the
then
same
old
format
No,
Family Guy
I
follows.
like the format, but it makes Family Guy's a cartoon.
But I'm saying
like-
they do the same thing. They break away. They do interludes.
And I
Yeah.
like that, but like at least when you have the fourth wall, like you're just laughing at whatever's going. Of course, it's not real because none of
What?
these interactions would ever work.
Yeah.
Now I'm floored.
Yeah. Spoiler alert.
You're going to tell
I
me
should've
Blair
led with
Witch
that.
wasn't real.
What?
This is bullshit.
Oh man, I liked well, what's his name is hilarious with Ryan Reynolds when he does it, and some of his
Yeah.
movies. You know,
Well, he's the king of breaking down the fourth wall. I mean,
Yeah,
that's always been
that's
kind of his
hilarious.
shtick.
Yeah.
Van Wilder.
He is hilarious. Deadpool's awesome.
Deadpool's
He was
awesome.
great on that show, Two Guys, a Girl on a Pizza Place.
I never watched that
I
show
loved
once
him.
in my
I
life.
loved him on that show.
Yeah, I never
That
watched
show
that
was
either.
hilarious. It was hilarious.
Hey, do you think the Wild and Wonderful Whites of West Virginia is going to get a resurgence?
Where
because
did
of-
you where did you come up with that? Because Angela just asked me the exact same thing yesterday.
You haven't seen that?
No. Where did Brendan get that idea from? Because she just asked me the exact same thing.
I was on a call this morning with my boss, and he's
Talking to
been
Angela.
so Tiger King like centric,
Yeah.
and he's like, it's all he's talking about. And I'm like, did you ever watch the Wild and Wonderful Whites of West Virginia? Because that really is the
Great.
original Tiger King in
Yep.
my mind. Like how crazy each character you met was more fucked up than the other,
Right.
And it's almost more crazy because they're all in the same family. So it's really
Yeah.
insane. And
the
so
whites right now are like, that was a really good in-depth documentary.
yeah, like, those motherfuckers are all right, man. Tigers are
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, this guy's following his dream, man. He's amazing.
But I'm
Dude,
just
this is
wondering.
just-
I'm wondering
this is
if
just
that's going to
not-
be the next one that we see pop because
They
How
just-
is your family, Stu?
Oh man.
Yeah.
So my
they just
mom
see it as
me-
a they see it as a true crime documentary.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just not voting. This just doesn't go well for me, being the fact that I've, A, got the tiger tattoo. B, I was born in West Virginia. C, I don't know, but yeah,
You
syphilis.
Syphilis, yeah. I mean,
Prince Albert.
oh,
But don't you think that's going to be the next one to get a pop? Because it's the same. If people are interested in that
You
kind
haven't
of
seen
trash,
that. You better watch it.
yeah.
well, and that's
Yes.
part of why I was going to bring it up. Is I do think that like people should be seeing that. Like if they enjoyed Tiger King and they're stuck watching Netflix, the Wild and Wonderful Whites of West Virginia is sitting right there waiting for you on Netflix.
For
Go
sure.
see it.
Do all of you guys go to documentaries? Like that's where I go. Like I can't. Like that's
You know
I
the
go to
screwed up
Netflix and
thing?
go documentaries.
My wife hates documentaries. Like I can't get her into them. So I
I
watch.
don't understand people who hate documentaries. I have a friend who posted about that a couple weeks ago. She was like, "I hate documentaries." I'm like, "That's the most intriguing
reality's
of
the
all."
worst.
I just find myself watching all of those at night now because she doesn't watch them. So it's like I got to watch that stuff
Dude.
at night.
Get your wife to watch Cheer. That's a great 6-part documentary.
I don't know that. I'm not familiar with it.
It's
Cheer?
about college
Cheerleading.
cheerleading,
Yeah.
and it's the women love it, and you'll be in love with it.
Did you ever watch McMillions, the HBO
I
documentary?
haven't seen that
just-
one yet. No,
Is it good?
Yeah, I enjoyed the shit out
I
of
heard
it.
it's awesome. But
I'd
I
already
don't have
I'd
HBO.
known the story on some level from like various podcasts, but it goes into another level of depth
Yeah.
that was really pretty awesome.
Yeah. So like I know somebody who can't watch anything but documentaries because they have a hard time going to the movies and doing the whole suspension of disbelief, thinking that, that's even plausible, whether it's, a superhero movie or any type of hard fiction. It's just, they don't like
I
to
would
go to the
hear
movies.
that before I'd hear the counter argument. I don't like documentaries. Like that's why I like documentaries. Like truth is better than fiction in my mind. Like you watch
Yeah,
the Wild and
Troy's got a
Wonderful
little bit of
Whites.
that in him.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we always talked about that with Game of Thrones. He's very.
Well, he doesn't like that.
and-
Yeah, all the dragons.
Yeah.
As soon as they had dragons, he was like, "You lost me."
And the Hobbit thing, like I don't get it. Like, okay, you live in a shire. I'm
My wife would
confused.
much rather suspend disbelief, suspend belief and watch those things because that's
Yeah.
what she gets into. I mean, that's her. I was joking with the other day. I was like, "Oh, this doesn't have enough explosions to hold your interest."
Yeah.
Like, if Michael
There's a
Bay
lot of
didn't
people like
direct it,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's why, and honestly, that's why. Like, I've never seen all the Fast and Furiouses because, like, I've seen like clips of like Fast and Furious 7 where like they jump off an exploding car over the bridge gap into and land on another car, and they're just like, "Yeah, I'm good." Like, that's
I
not
don't
how
know
it
though. The
works,
Fast and Furious, because I'm
motherfucker.
such a car nut. Like every time I watch those, I'm like, "This is horrible," and it's completely unreal. And I'm like, "That was pretty fun." Like, it's
Yeah.
horrible.
Well, that's
No,
what
I mean,
that's what I loved
I
about.
refuse to watch it.
That's what
I'm
I loved
like, I'm
about
not
watching I loved watching Dukes of Hazzard growing up because I literally thought the car would still keep going after it jumped.
Yeah. Fast and
Dude.
Furious is like seriously, it makes you believe the Hobbit's possible because the things that happened in that are so phantasmical. Like it's impossible.
The weakest jump on Fast and Furious wouldn't be the best jump on any Dukes of Hazzard. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, like, it's
not
insane.
even the same.
They're jumping cars over from one skyscraper into another, racing across, jumping down to another. He ejects out of the window, lands on a jet ski, and is off. And
Yeah,
I'm
I
like,
will
how
say-
the fuck?
Yeah, I'm not big on that. And if I see something in the theaters or a preview that's like that, I mentally check out right away. Where I'm like, yeah, I'm not. My kids want to see that, and people that need explosions want to see that stuff. But I,
The best real jump was the intro to the Fall Guy with the '84 Scottsdale that jumped over and onto the street and kept going. I love that.
That was real. That
Yeah,
wasn't some
that was
CGI
real.
shit.
Yeah, and
That
it
was
looked like that
legit.
car should have died.
Yeah. And it probably did another 200 yards down the road.
Yeah, absolutely it did. I did a jump like that one time. It was in a it was an old Toyota. It wasn't an MR2. It was something, a Pulsar NX. And and we did this jump and we launched over it was this 2-hill dip, this road by my house. And my boy jumps it, like full blown jump. And I'm like, holy crap, we're doing some Dukes of Hazzard shit. And we bottomed out at the bottom of that hill and had to go up the next one. And we got home and his oil pan had completely shattered. And it was just draining oil the whole way
Break
home.
the oil pan right up down the street.
Yep. We got back to his house, which is only like another half mile away. We
Little
pull
buff
in.
out.
The last little bit of oil dropped out. The engine seized, and that car never fucking ran again. And I was like, I think the Dukes of Hazzard might have been full of shit.
yeah,
Well, it's
See,
funny.
that was on dirt, not asphalt. Totally different.
And it was a Nissan. I don't want to hear. That's right. I understand
Yeah.
the Pulsar.
I think everybody, when after you get your license and sometime in the high school age, the one road on a back road or some neighborhood that you can go down 45 or plus and you can hit a jump, get the car off the ground. I mean, like I can pick the one right out. I used to be on Old Buckingham here in Midlothian. They leveled it out, but you used to be able to go. You had to switch lanes, get on the opposite side of traffic, and jump the car. That was always fun.
Classy
Sound
move.
safe.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was kind of get the same thing that Brendan had, but I think everybody has those roads. Knows
Yeah.
where to go for the spot. Keep it between the ditches.
Did you pause halfway up and then have a narrator come over and talk about how much trouble you're going to be in when you land on the other side? Could you,
yeah.
Yeah.
Them Duke boys sure stepped
right.
in it this time,
Oh.
but they're going to
I
make it.
totally forgot that there's something that does grind my gears. Did you guys see that the dude that was paddleboarding got arrested in California
For
I
what?
did.
for
Being out there.
not for being out there by himself?
But only one person can be on a paddleboard.
The
Yeah, but he
beaches
was
were
violating-
closed, so he got
Violated the
arrested.
stay-at-home order, so the cops decided to go invade his personal space to arrest him to take him off of the beach.
Jerk him up.
He's not even on the beach. I'm just. That seems a little crazy to me.
We don't need
It should
you,
seem-
Captain
It should
Obvious.
seem crazy to every human on the planet.
I mean, it's one dude, right? Which means he's staying 6 foot from everybody but himself. In
Yeah.
fact, he's hundreds of yards.
Yeah.
He's paddleboarding in the ocean. And
Yeah.
they literally took the time to go out and arrest him. Did they do
Yeah.
it from a 6 foot distance?
No, that's what I'm saying.
So they exposed him.
Yes.
So they fucked him twice.
Yes.
Okay.
There's a story, but is this the guy in Malibu?
Yeah, the guy that was paddleboarding.
That's
Yeah.
pretty crazy. I mean, I think if I'm doing anything by myself, I'm already adhering to every rule you have. And I'm not doing and like
except unless the governor says the rule is you better stay at home.
oh, so they're under a strict stay-at-home order, so they went out and got it. But don't most of these have like a provision where like you can go outside and exercise? I mean, I thought that was pretty much standard.
If you have your papers.
Exactly.
This says he was ignoring lifeguards' orders to get out of the ocean.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's in the ocean. It's kind of difficult to hear.
Yeah.
I don't know. That shit.
No,
That
but, I
shit
mean,
though. It goes beyond common sense, and that frustrates me.
Yeah.
Fined $1,000.
Damn.
Well,
I mean, that is solo exercise outside. I thought that was
Drives
one of
me
the
nuts,
things.
man. It's like there's
that's
the lack of common sense is what, because the thing is people are making these decisions on the individual level, and I'll give my campground use my campground as an example.
right.
The campground's closed, but you can go down there between the hours of 9 to 4 to work on your camper, and we've been doing that for a while. So we get stopped. While we're in there, we drive around the golf cart. The other day, we're riding around the golf cart. They stop us and they say, you can't ride around the golf cart because you're only supposed to be here for working on your camper because of the Middlesex County's rules. And I got into it with these people. I'm like, and I could tell me pushing back was like, they didn't know kind of what they were doing. They were really just.
Because it's all so fucking vague.
Right. That's
Right.
it. And so my whole thing was like, look, you as the leadership of this place are in a position to make smart decisions.
Yeah, use
Like-
common sense. Like I
Right.
agree with
Yeah.
all of this social distance. Like I get it.
Yes.
But there's common sense involved. And if you're not
Absolutely.
reading the rules through a lens of common sense,
Absolutely.
it's creating a whole nother fucking set of issues.
So my question for you though, Ely, is there's Middlesex County that's saying something, but then your campground's private per se, so they can do whatever the hell they want to, or are they just following?
Well, yeah, who was the authority figure? Was it a private campground?
The person telling me was the campground people, but they were telling me because of the Middlesex County's ruling.
So they're interpreting their rules how they choose.
Yeah. They're like, the ruling said that you got to maintain social distancing, and
But they could have gone
to
the
do with me being on a golf cart with my 2 children.
Yeah,
So,
they
could tell me
someone,
that.
as someone who's camped out at your campground, I mean, your campground is, to say it's a campground is, I mean, it's a very vague thing. Like it's a massive sprawling place with homes across it.
It's a
And
neighborhood.
yes, they have a camping area. So I would assume the answer is don't let the temporary campers come in, but the people with the homes like yourself, y'all should be able to have free reign in that place.
Right.
But I would
Exactly.
understand, like, you're having a party, you've got 20 people on your deck, everybody's drinking and doing their thing. Like, I could see them coming and busting that up because that's clearly against all the things that we're trying to do right now. You have too many people, everybody's in close proximity. You're literally
Yeah.
driving in a golf cart in a community that you own a home in.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And everyone there is cool. It totally understands those rules. It would be like, yeah, no, we're not gathering. We're all
Yeah.
just down here hanging out. It was me on the golf cart with my children. And they're like, you can't be on the golf cart with your children. And I'm like,
And it's bullshit because y'all pay a premium for that
Right.
spot. Like
Literally.
you pay nice money to be able to go down there. That's your spot, and you should be able to go down there and social distance at your second home. Like I don't feel
Yeah.
like that's a wrong thing.
again, I just know we've talked about it over and over. And I don't want to get into the Corona. Really, I feel like we should be using this as an escape from the Rona, right?
Well, we're
Well,
trying, right? We
Easy to say,
Yeah.
but I'm looking at you fuckers on a computer. Which
Right.
Is fucking
yeah,
nonsense.
that's the truth.
Yeah.
But I have heard from a lot of people that they are appreciative of what we are doing as far as kind of being that release and that kind of sense of normalcy, even though we're clearly not in a normal environment. But I have had a lot of people reach out. I'm sure you guys have heard about it too. In fact, I do want to give a shout out to one guy. The Abacus clearly is no good at numbers. We've proven this in the past. He tried to
you
donate.
proved it again.
He tried to donate what I believe was $10. Yeah. And he fucked that up. And he started adding zeros. And so I do want to give a shout out to him though, because it was generous in a time of when everybody's uncertain about their economic futures, and that wasn't lost on any of us that he did that. And so I do want to give a shout out to the Abacus. Thank you so much for supporting the cause. He reached out to the Venmo, which is at ITPH podcast. And when it was Inside the Pallet House, damn it, Troy, what is the fucking Venmo?
Venmo is at Inside the Pallet House.
I can never get that
That's
right.
it. Inside the Pallet House.
Well, he figured out all the letters. It was the numbers that fucked him up. He couldn't figure that out. He donated far too much money, but look, we are grateful. We thank you. We'll use that money for a good purpose for sure. So
no doubt.
I would have been remiss had I not given him a shout out for that. That was awesome.
We need to do a Pallet House virtual happy hour.
So
Yes.
actually,
There you go.
I reached out
Get
to
that Abacus in.
I reached out to him right after, and I was like, "Yo, dude, that was extremely generous. Thank you so much." And he was like, "Look, man, we're going crazy here. Like, we're stuck in the house, and we don't have any outlets really. And you know, you guys do bring a sense of normalcy with your conversations and talking. I appreciate you guys kind of trudging through the bullshit to make this happen over Zoom or whatever it is that you got to do." And I actually brought that up. I was like, well, we should try to catch a beer on Zoom sometime. And he was like, man, I would really, really like to do that. So
I think what we should do is throw it out to the listeners. Abacus, of course, he's a listener and he's, a regular. Like, if you want to be on, just hit us up. I don't think it would be hard for us to invite you to the Zoom.
Or I just thought about something else we could do. We could just send this invite to everyone, and then they can join while we're recording, and they can just sit in and watch.
Yeah.
I thought about that, and then I didn't because it's hard enough.
Well, we
to
don't
kinda-
want everybody chiming in, but I think what Illy's saying is they could just sit back and watch.
Yeah, I mean, Brendan, you got control over the input, so everybody could watch.
I liked it better when I could say someone else did. But
Just send out. Look, I can send out the Zoom. I got no issue with that.
so can we do? Because Zoom just changed their privacy policies yesterday because they're getting crushed for not having. They're having people Zoom bombing, showing up, and I've always kind of been like, that would be hilarious if some asshole showed up here and started spouting off nonsense.
Yeah.
I'd be like, that's hilarious. Like, but they've locked it down. Like, I had to invite each one of you guys when you came in that had the private link. I had to submit you into the room as you showed up. And as of 2 days ago, I could send out a generic URL and people were literally showing up. Hence my plumber late night problem. 'Cause I could have just said, I'm not here, but he showed up. So I think they've tightened it down a little bit. So we would actually have to know their email addresses to do that. But I would love to do.
Send us your email address if you want to be a part of it.
So what I could do is go back through and find the people that have emailed us and just kind of send them and be like, hey, we're doing a happy hour. And we could just let people into the room as a starter. But otherwise, if people do want to come on the show, I don't have a problem with it. We just got to keep it to a couple people,
I say we start with the happy hour. That's what we should do.
Yeah, I'm certainly down. I think that would be a good idea and something that obviously the Abacus expressed interest in it. And I've had a couple other people say, I'd love to hang out. So.
I mean, the more the merrier. I think all the regular listeners will understand that, the more mics we had, the more confusion. So, I mean, we can't have 16 people in here, jumping on, whatever.
Yeah. But I think we should do a happy hour of some sort with the people. Anyone
sure.
who wants to join, like, let's do it. Because it's really not all that difficult for me to drink beer.
I want to invite our good friend Mike Jackson.
The president?
The president.
The president.
Yeah, new president.
New
That's
president of M4K.
Dude, that's a big honor for that. That dude has worked his
Huge
ass off.
honor. He's worked his ass off, and he's collected a lot of awards over the years, and he's replacing a great man in Ben Kiefer. And
congratulations to Kiefer for not having to deal with being the president.
yeah,
Right.
Win-win. So yeah, we're excited. We're excited for our buddy Mike Jackson, and we look forward to having him on to talk about M4K and all the M4K meetups we're doing once a week, virtual meetups.
Yeah,
and that'll be fun.
Which once we're all able to go back to the norm, we could start doing virtuals like with a couple people that we just bring into a Zoom room while we're together. Because obviously we've proven it works. Because I'm local, I have the mic, I'm talking into it, and you guys are zooming in. So technically, I should understand how to do this, but as the three guys I'm looking at on the screen know, it takes me 30 minutes to fucking piece it all together every time we do this.
Yeah, but that's fine.
I'm trying. I'm doing my best. Honestly,
You're doing your best.
It's all foreign to me, man. It is really complicated, but here we are. So all good.
Yep.
Well, we may as well shut it. We gave him an hour and 40 minutes. The only person who paid for more is the Abacus. We'll give you an extra 10.
Here we go.
I would like to say, in these trying times, a lot of people aren't working. A lot of small businesses are taking the hit. So if you can, once again, Nectar Sunglasses, but been with us since day one. Go out there, check their stuff out. Find Your Coast was a long time supporter, sponsor of us, and we still rock their stuff all the time. And I'll tell you, I mean, it's some of the nice stuff you'll ever own. So just keep those guys in your thoughts. And if you're looking for some good quality gear, go check them out.
And so the Nectar guys, they're having a big 420 sale. They do that every year. And so Sean wants to come on next week. So I'll have to give him the invite, and he's gonna come on. And without getting into too much details, I am going to raise a drink to my buddy Steve Sears right now. Cheers, R.I.P. All right, not to end it on a horribly low note, but but thank you guys.
Way to produce.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Look, we get as much back from you guys as you guys are getting from us. I know everyone keeps reaching out and saying it's great to hear you guys, but when you do reach out to us, it means a lot because we're stuck here too. We're stuck in our homes. We're sitting here Zooming with you guys or with each other. It's a very different world we're in at the moment. And so I certainly appreciate everybody tuning in and everybody who does reach out. And if you haven't had a chance to reach out, you can always do so at InsideThePalletHouse@gmail.com, or you can do so on our Facebook page, or you can always reach us at ITPH Podcast. That'll work on Twitter or Instagram, which Ely will check. And then you take it from there. Anybody got anything to say before I try to produce this thing so it sounds like outro music?
Yeah, man. I've just had another fun week catching up with you guys.
No doubt, man.
Let's do it again.
We'll be talking soon. Thank you guys so much for listening. Cheers.
Cheers. Be safe.
Peace out.
That was a pretty good podcast, don't you think?